I think you should be called the Swiss Army knife of well-being.
Yes, that's a good one
Or
actually,
something
because
like I'll have a little think about that.
yeah, please do, because I always struggle, even with my courses, to explain. But what I like to do is I love to pull all I've made over the years. I've got literally experts in every possible field that are a friend of mine now, whether it's in animal health, human health, quantum physics. And what I like to do is pull the information out of all of them and give everyone a little bit and saying, a bit like Louise Hay used to say, you know, if you've got to spring clean your house, you know, eventually you've got to get round each room, but each of you will need to start in a different room because of your own specific examples. And most people don't understand. You know, I'm doing a lot of work with people on stress management and cortisol at the moment, and they don't understand that it links to your water, your diet, your sleep, your exercise, the company you're keeping. You can't just tell people to have less stress in their lives if you don't give them some of the tools as to how they can do that. And people just are not given the tools, or they're made so complicated that most of us can't ever stick to them with our day-to-day responsibilities we've got. So, you know, we're meant to enjoy this life. I'm a strong believer we're meant to enjoy this life with all the trials and tribulations. And we can, but we can't if we're lacking energy, if we feel rubbish, if we're full of toxins. You know, our microbes are telling us the wrong information and to make the wrong choices. So I think it's such an exciting time. I think I'm really excited. I mean, I wish I could just sit there and watch all these things because I'm so excited to find out our real history. I really want to know who built the pyramids. I just think it's such an exciting time where we can say, fantastic, throw all that out and let's see what comes through to all of us. And then you've still got to make an individual decision to say, well, does that resonate with me? And just there's so many things, Toby, where I can poo-poo people were saying things 10 years ago because I just wasn't ready to hear it. And now I'm like, oh, I get what they mean. I understand it now, whilst I didn't 10 years ago.
I'm finding that with musical lyrics and music now. Thinking, oh my
Oh,
God, that's been there my whole like tell her about it, for example. That's been a that's been there my whole life on how to actually relate to a woman, which I'm only just learning now. uh, that song, I'm like, oh yeah, and especially like the more freedom stuff, you know, like Bob Marley, for example. You're like,
yeah,
right, I get it, and that's everything's there as I mean, it's all real, isn't it, technically? Um,
absolutely.
and it's all there as a kind of Lord of the Rings, for example. It's a guide to life, you know, that hero's journey thing. That's quite important. But speaking of your life, you're quite fortunate, aren't you? Because you've got a lovely family and you've got a great house as well. And you've got a son and a daughter. Your son's graduated, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my son is 23 and
Yeah.
my daughter's 21.
Yeah.
My daughter's a footballer,
Oh,
but
cool.
the wisest person I know, she
Yeah.
also works with me and does a lot of the content stuff with me.
Mhm.
They're both very, very different, and they are. And I've got animals everywhere in the
You've got
background.
th was it three cats, three horses, three
I've got
dogs?
five
Oh,
cats,
five cats. Oh, yes, you said.
down to two dogs now. In
Yeah.
fact, I've got an office full of Romanians at the moment because I've got two Romanian cats and two Romanian dogs with me. So I've got five cats, two dogs, down to two ponies now, four guinea pigs, and three rabbits, and they're all rescue. And a lot of them are quite old or come to me with quite a lot of trauma. So it takes a lot of looking after. So yes, I am very lucky, but it's been years in the making of making conscious decisions. And, you know, I'm still up at 5 o'clock every morning doing all the animals and still doing them again at 11 o'clock at night. Now, I love that because that contributes to a healthy lifestyle apart from the sleep. But I think this is a really important thing to say. As we've seen so many people saying, oh, if we get the revaluation, I'll go and set up a sanctuary, I'll go and do this. And the whole point is if you keep waiting, it will never come. If you want to do something good, do it now. And yeah, the animals are my absolute passion. You know, I do still prefer animals company to humans, most of them, because they just learn so much from them. They're just absolutely incredible. And to see animals that have been, you know, so nervous and had, you know, really troublesome backgrounds, to then just to see them flourish and thrive, it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
That's good. I read a book, Maggie Dent, Mothering Our Boys, or something like that, recently. And one of her
Mhm.
main things is to get the kids a dog because a dog
Yeah,
will show them how to look after something, be responsible, but also it will always be there for them. Doesn't matter what day, or it will always be wagging its tail and happy, and will just show. It teaches them love and compassion, and that's what we're doing. So I've wanted a dog for 6 months or so, and I've so it's not the right time, not right. We came back from school the other day. I was like, aha, get a dog. Look for a dog now.
Yeah.
And so I went on. I looked at all the shelters and that, and because with kids they can be a bit funny.
Mm.
Dogs. I wanted a medium-ish sized dog, and I just saw a Facebook group, and didn't have anything available. But it just just intuitive. I was like, contact them now, kind of thing, and I did. And they've got this beautiful. He's from Greece, cross German Shepherds mutt type thing, and he's called Harry. And he's wonderful. They brought him around the other day, but he was so nervous. But it was literally the dog I had imagined. Absolutely.
So have they bred that mix together?
I don't know. It's a kind of I'm not sure his history really. Um, but that's exactly what I had in mind, like a smaller German Shepherd cross. And he's 10 months old. I didn't want a puppy. I wanted something a bit older, but not like 5 or 6 or something. And yeah, so I don't know. It could just be fate, but I'm pretty sure I
Mm.
manifested that. You know a lot about animals, don't you?
I've worked with animals sort of professionally for over 20 years
Mm.
now, and really on everything from diet to environment to lifestyle to stress management to vaccinations, worming, company, equipment, what you walk them in, training, everything to do with setting their environment up as a lifestyle. Because again, back in the good old days, people seem to have a lot more common sense. But when you're looking at an animal like, a dog, it's so important to look at the world through their eyes and understand what their triggers will be, what their needs are there for, and to really sort of put those first, because obviously they see the world in a very different way to us humans do. So I love, love, love working with animals. I do have to take a break from it every so often because, being brutally honest, I think the way most people look after animals now is appalling, absolutely appalling. A dog can't be left at home all day. It does need exercising and socialization. It does need patience. It does need feeding properly. It does, and I think so much of this mindset now. I think the lockdown, unfortunately, most of the rescues now are so inundated because everyone got dogs in the lockdown and then gave them up when they went back to work, or got them without thinking about what training they needed to help them cope with living in a human environment. But I love doing it. It just can be really, really hard at times.
Yeah, that was my thought process with lockdown. Yeah, I mean, how long does it take to sort of muck out horses, that sort out the hamster food or water and stuff? It must like take an hour at least, if not two.
It takes me, I'm very lucky because again, I've spent years and years and years getting it set up. So my horses don't live in stables. They've got field shelters they can go in any time and they can be fed in there. But horses hate being in stables mainly. So it typically takes me about 2 hours in the morning and about 2 hours in the evening to do everything properly. And then if there's extra things that need doing, then I'll spend probably about 4 or 5 hours at the weekend doing huge mucks out of everything, sort of thing. So it's a lot, but it's lovely because it's what our bodies are done to do. It makes you get out in all weathers. Spending time with animals is the most healing thing you can do anyway. And I get such satisfaction about, just constantly trying to make their life better. Take a horses. No one wants to be shoved in the same field for the rest of their life. Animals need variety, stimulation. So I've got a great builder friend, and we've just been planning and doing some amazing changes to my guinea pig shed. So they've now got ramps and a higher level, and the best you can do with what you've got to make their lives as exciting and interesting as possible, really.
That's lovely. And with regards to that, I mean, that's obviously very therapeutic for you, with not only being
Yeah.
out because you've got a nice big garden and everything, not only being outside but also the relationship. What other key things advice would you give people to live a healthier life? Whether it's down to like I suppose what's the main things people do that they're the biggest ones that they don't realize. For
Yeah.
example, I saw a post about deodorant,
Yes.
for example? I've gone red. Deodorants and stuff. What's the main things that you know of? Obviously, tap water. You're big on that.
Yeah, so I would sort of say water is my number one. I've teamed up with the guys at Zest Water because they are the best of the best. They're just the nicest bunch.
Yeah.
Again, energetically, when you see people who are really doing it from the right place, and they've got a whole house filter that's really small that you just put in your inlet, so it will do your bath, your water, because the amount of toxins you've got in our water, people would be shocked at. So it will not only do your drinking water, but your bath and shower. And it was important for me because I wanted to make sure the horses had good quality water as well. So water, food. Food is a really hard one for people now because the lifestyle people use, we've got away from cooking meals from scratch. But teaching people the joy, particularly when you've got young children, how that social interaction, the gratitude goes into food. Eating as good a food as possible is so important. You know, you cannot feed this body without good quality food. And it doesn't mean we have to be perfect. I mean, I love mince pies. You know, you don't have to be perfect, but you know, the 80-20 rule, you should be looking, does it look like real food? And if not, you shouldn't be eating it most of the time. And bear in mind, children do what we do, not what we say. So you can't be sitting there shoving crisps in your mouth and telling them to eat their apple. They're going to pick up the habits of what you've got. And the thing is with children, they can only pick from what's in the house. So, you know, if you've got healthy stuff, I have to do that because I've got no willpower. I love my food, trust me. We're lucky because we haven't got a shop nearby. So if when we go shopping, I make sure I'm in a good healthy frame of mind to not choose too many naughties. Then you haven't got it in the house and you can't just grab it. Whilst if I've got a packet of biscuits in the house, I'm going to eat them, trust me. So food and water. Exercise is the next biggest one. Most of us get nowhere near enough of exercise. If you've got a Labrador type dog, they should be doing at least a couple of hours of healthy walking each day, not throwing a ball for them in the park. You know, your good minimum of an hour walk in the morning, same in the evening, or a 2 hour walk in the morning, sort of thing. Same goes for us. We really don't realize how much exercise we need. We're the type designed to be moving most of the time. And if we're not, then our body doesn't detox properly. Sleep is a big one. That's my biggest downfall because I love my work and I love all the animals, and therefore I squeeze far too much in and there's not enough time for sleep. So I have to overcompensate for that by making sure that I'm much more on point with my food, my water, my supplements, because my sleep habits are not on point at the moment. And then the other thing is just mindset. And mindset's such a huge thing. In fact, I've got a video going up with an amazing guy, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, who's a movement and performance coach, but he's so good on mindset because mindset is you've got to understand how you're going to enjoy this life we've got. If your mindset's right, all the other decisions get so much easier. But if you're listening to people that are promising that this is coming next year or that's coming next year and everything's going to be all right with this, or, you know, to me, the mainstream news and the YouTube Great Awakening, they're as bad as each other. They're just two ends of the same coin. Anything that's disempowering you and stopping you getting off your backside and taking action, doesn't matter whether that's knitting some clothes for someone, getting into gardening, if someone's got practical skills, you know, volunteering to home educate children if you've got some skills that they can use. It doesn't, driving your neighbour to the supermarket, it doesn't have to be something big and fancy, but you know, mindset, food, water, sleep, and exercise. And then we start looking. So when I'm working with a client, whether it's a human or an animal, one of the main things we do, first of all, is do no harm. So what chemicals are you using in your house, in your garden? That because cleaning, it's Teflon plans. And obviously with dogs and cats, making sure that you're not giving them loads of vaccines, putting toxic flea and wormers into them and everything. Because if you're constantly poisoning the body, it's really hard for it to keep track of that, you know. So those would be my top 6.
Oh, cool. That's really interesting actually, because I've only ticked two of those boxes. I
Oh, well, we all got work.
but I excel on sleep, so I think that's at least three other options.
That's really important. It is really
Yeah.
important. And I laugh about it, but it does start taking its toll. And so I've got to, this is where when you were asking, what am I going to do? One of the things I've got to do, and I'm over the Christmas period. Well, in fact, my daughter's just got a football contract up in Scotland. So I'm
Oh, nice.
taking some time up to help move her up there and get her sorted because she went from America to America for a year during COVID, and that was just awful. But that on that time, because she's really good at manifesting and very along our lines, I'm going to say, right, what am I dropping? Because dropping things, however much you need to be able to have a more balanced lifestyle. So that you can pick me up on that next time if I haven't done it. I'm going to be dropping some stuff in terms of what I am offering so that I can get that balance a bit better.
What other things like that? I mean, I like in terms of autoimmune, for example, what
Yeah,
would you because that's one of my issues. What would you say about that? Because that's a big problem, like inflammation, especially as well.
massive.
I mean, like for example, I mean, I don't help myself. That's the problem. But next year's a different year. For example, that's my breakfast. I've got a coffee here, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, but
I
no,
work
having said that, I have got what's this stuff? It's a tea bag with what it's called now. It's a spice
right. Okay,
inflammation.
turmeric.
Yes, one. I'd have
Yeah.
got some turmeric with water.
I love my favorite people to work with are autoimmunes
Right.
because you can completely reverse it.
Yeah.
I'm not, don't know where you're putting this out on. We're not allowed to make medical claims, but you absolutely can. I've seen it happen time and time and time again. And so all those things I just talked about. So if I was working with you as a client, what we do is we go through, we do a really detailed look where we are really honest. And it's so important that people aren't judgmental in that we all are. You're a young dad, you're balancing different careers and everything. My cat's playing with all the wires behind. I hope she doesn't catch
That's
us.
fine.
So, what we do, and with you, with the children your age, this is so, so important because they will be picking up these habits and you are hardwiring them into them for life. So, it's so important. And when they see the transformations that you could do. So, what I would normally do with someone is we'd look at those aspects, those different aspects of their life. We'd say, okay, what are some easy changes we can make with a diet? So, I've got a Restore Your Gut Health course, which is an 8-week quite restricted recipes, which will really heal your microbiome. I'm sure you know about the microbiome because autoimmunity always starts in your gut. And then we would then look at your cell to cell communication. And I've got some amazing stuff that works for that. Because what happens, just like with the mobile phone, Toby, you can have the latest model of iPhone and got all my EMF protection there. But if your cell tower's down, if the cell to cell communication is not working properly, then your body's not communicating properly. And therefore, it's telling your body to attack its own cells rather than to heal its own cells. So with autoimmune, I always start with gut and cellular communication. And I work with an amazing product called Acia, which it just transforms so many lives. I know people don't like you talking about products, but when you find something that really, really works, it's so important that people hear about this. Because when we start your body talking to each other properly again, you will not have this autoimmune condition. Not allowed to make medical claims for anything. So a combination of looking at the lifestyle, heal your gut, get those cells communicating with each other properly again, you'd be amazed at how great you can feel.
That sounds great, actually. Who cares if you're not allowed to do this, that, or other? I don't give a.
I know it's just honestly, I've all the stuff from my lovely interviews with Dr. Andreas Kalka about the stuff that shall not be mentioned, and I've had trading standards take my website down, take everything down. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, it's a nightmare. We all need legal advice on our team, but the beauty is it's so fantastic because everything you're learning with that is part of your children's education. It will make decisions about how you keep your dog and all of these things we're learning. If we've all got something wrong with us, all of us. But the beauty is it's just an opportunity to upgrade and say, how good can I really feel? And honestly, you'll feel like a completely different person when you get that sorted.
yeah.
So I'd love to help you if you want to. I'm up for it completely.
I need to help myself first.
Mm.
I
Got to
mean,
decide you want to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, I've been very lazy, just sitting in my office all day, literally, not walking, not ex. I think the last yoga class was about 2 years ago. Um, so
best
my diet,
reason to get a dog. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you
exactly.
can't not
I
walk
know
if you've got a dog.
this year's transformational. I know that for sure. So it's cool, and I'm quite fortunate. I can actually build strength and muscles,
Yeah,
and as well as quite quickly. I've got quite a good body with regards to that, so I heal ridiculously fast.
brilliant.
But yeah, other than enough about me.
No,
You
it's
mentioned,
really good though. It's good though, because we've all got things that every single person watching this is going to have an area that they really need to work on, whether it's their health, their finances, their friendship groups, their work, whatever. And this is the great thing. It's like, well, none of us are aiming for perfection, although you're perfect, Mitzi. But yeah, it's exciting to have something to work on. It's really good to then do it. And then that brilliant feeling of when you achieve something, get yourself up to the next level.
yeah, I mean, I can't wait, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. And I think, as assuming there is an ascension process, I'm pretty sure everyone
Yeah,
will be, people will start getting more aware of that as well. And you can see it in the younger people, not so much the Instagram, look at my ass in the gym type people, but
yeah.
um, generally people are getting a lot fitter and healthier. Speaking of which, I've got four IBCs in my back garden, and I'm gonna. Do you know what that is? It's like a
No.
huge plastic container for water.
Oh, right.
A
Okay.
thousand
Wait.
liters. There's 4,000 liters plus
Yeah.
all the other things. I drink water from straight from the water butt, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to plug that into the house at some point. Is this the filter you mentioned?
Yeah.
Is it that good?
Yes, it
That
really is
saved
that
me a
good.
lot of effort.
It's using clinoctinolite. It's absolutely fantastic. Also,
Right.
you probably find chatting to Richard Harland, who's the UK partner in the group, because it's a multinational team.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. I have been looking, I kid you not, for over 10 years for a good quality water filter to do what I want. And they've all got good bits. And again, it's everything. But it's like something like £700, and that lasts for 2 years to do all the water in your house and garden. I mean, that's less than £1 a day to do all your drinking water, all your water you're washing in, that you're cooking your vegetables in, that your children are showering in. It's so brilliant. And the way they do it, I mean, it's too much to explain here, but Toby, but you are going to love it. It's using a really, really safe natural detoxing crystal that's then not putting anything nasty back into the environment. And it takes out all the forever chemicals, the fluoride, the microplastics, the graphene, and they've tested it so thoroughly. I have been waiting for 10 years. And do you know how I found out about it? Is his girlfriend watched my videos, and I kept saying every few months, I was saying, I just need a really good water filter that does this, this, this. And she's like, my husband's developed one. And I tell you what, I quiz everyone within an inch of their life. I am not an easy sale. I look at the science, I look at the data, I have to sort of feel into the energy. Best thing I've ever done. And as soon as I put it in, I did 2 tests with my horses, and I put some from had the old water and some from the new filtered, and they would only drink from the filtered water. It's really that good. Best investment you'll make, and also the nicest people energetically that you'll meet as well.
Yeah, that's good. I've been waiting for something, but I'm kind of from the camp that why try and, I suppose it's polish a turd type thing. Why try and clean tap water when I can get rainwater for free?
Rainwater's not clean at
Isn't it?
all.
Right.
No,
Okay. What's wrong?
unfortunately, the rainwater is comes with a lot of contaminants as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
We do live over a flight path, so that probably doesn't help
yeah,
either.
so you definitely want to be clearing rainwater.
Okay. And I've got Esso refinery literally over there, so
Yeah, yeah. So it's one of
okay,
the
that's
most important
interesting.
things we can do, because it affects every metabolic process in our body, plus the energy that it holds. So in my opinion, everyone have a different thing, but from my opinion, it's literally one of the most important things that we can look at, number one. And when there's solutions are out there that are so cost effective,
Yeah,
it's really worth it.
that sounds good actually. Okay, that's cool. That saves me a lot of work plumbing.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. If you
And-
go on to, I'm really fussy about the products I work. So on my
yeah.
catherineedwards.life site, there's a products page. Those products are the ones I personally use for myself, my two and four-legged family, and my clients.
Okay.
And I only work with companies where I really like the founders energetically and things like
Good.
that, because it's so important. And the energy that people put in there is, in my opinion, really priceless. So,
Well, out of all the people I know, I probably trust you the most. So
oh,
with
thank you.
with a recommendation because of what you've
I
just said.
love researching it. I
Yeah.
really love researching it, and I'm really, really fussy.
I think we're
But
quite similar because I
yeah,
could spend a whole day looking into something like I did last night actually, like a light for the car because my wife broke down yesterday on a busy road. I was like,
oh,
we
that's
need. I got a blue one actually. You're not allowed the blue ones, but I don't care.
yeah.
I almost got hit by a truck. It's like because Anya was in the car behind, and there was a truck right up the arse of another truck. Clearly didn't see us. I was just pulled out, so the wheels were on the road, so I could tow. And this truck, Anya said it was like that. I was like, whoa. So, yeah.
Oh
But
my
anyway,
goodness, it's
that was close.
scary.
That would have been a nice Christmas for my both of us.
Oh, don't
But
even get.
that's life, and as you said, everything's linked. I do think everything's predestined as long as you're in flow. You're in that. Not well, you know what I mean. Anyway,
I
in the
love
flow.
the fact that you're so into the flow state. I think it's
Yeah,
really, really important, and that's why athletes, a lot of them, really make good decisions because they are in their flow state a lot, and you're then making decisions that your future self would thank you for as well. So adorable. She does such.
I love cats like that. So
I just
cool to show, isn't it?
biggest character out. She's very vocal, but she is just priceless. And I think the flow state for everyone, that's again, if we're wanting to change anything in our life, if you can get yourself into flow state. With me, it's being out. I love taking my dogs or horses for walks. I just love it. When I'm in there, all the good ideas come. They never come when I'm sitting at my desk. I love a lot of the research I'm doing, but if I want to really get some inspiration, get out in nature, get dirty. And I'm so excited for you and your family getting that dog, because what a
Yeah.
fantastic home it's going to have. And but it's for me, we love what we do, and so many people watching this will. So I can get so engrossed in my work, I could spend all day here. But because my lifestyle forces me to get out, thank goodness, because otherwise I'd be a two-ton Tessie sitting in front of the computer all day. So make choices, set your lifestyle up to make it easy for you. It's fantastic, and I think dogs are one of the biggest gifts that we can have. I don't know if you've seen on my YouTube channel, there's a whole animal playlist, and I'm not plugging that, but one of my absolute heroes in this life where it comes to dogs is Dr. Peter Tobias. He's a Canadian stroke Czech. Don't know if you've heard of him. He's amazing. And I've done a couple of interviews with him. You'll find him on my channel. But anyone getting a dog, listening to him, he's just the nicest person and so in tune with dogs' needs. And it's all about not overthinking about it and worrying. If you can only afford a certain type of food and you're exercising your dog well and it's well loved, just adding, the research has shown, even just adding some fresh vegetables to their food each day can transform their lifespan. So it's not about concentrating what we can't do. It's like, okay, this is my budget. What's the best I can do with that budget? Amazing.
Yeah, I've got a lot of research to do, I think, with the dog.
Oh well, if you
But
need any help, let me know. But
yeah.
it's brilliant. There's so much good information out there now, and at the end of the day, you're so intuitive. You can take the information and then sort of say, does it resonate with me or not?
Yeah,
You,
the biggest thing I've learned with my dogs is it's not a human being. It's got a different biology, and I treated them like I mean they were so well behaved, both of them. I mean I had to put them in kennels once, never again, because it's the person that I had backed out, and he said they're the best behaved dogs his set of dogs he's ever seen.
wow, that's
Um,
just
they
so
were, st they were happy, they were really healthy, and they lived to sort of, I think it's like 14, 13, something like that. So, and I was feeding them. There's a local feed place in Bewley just down the road, so it's
yeah,
they make it themselves. It's like a home brand type thing,
yeah,
the cheapest of cheap, but I bet it's a hell of a lot better than it was lot better than like Pedigree Charm or whatever, because
yeah.
there's crap in it. So that's kind of why I chose that, but I'm gonna have to rethink that. definitely.
Well, that's the thing. And also, things change and therefore
Yeah.
we change. And, when you know better, but, you obviously did a really good job. And the fact that you gave them all the other, it's all about balance, isn't
Yeah.
it? I
Yeah.
think, dogs know when you're trying. The great thing about animals is they never say, well, I wish you'd done that 3 years ago. They just say thank you every time you make an improvement. I've been working professionally with holistic animal care for 15, 20 years. Every single day I learn something new that I didn't know before. So it's never, you never get to the stage where you think that's the way I'm going to do it, because the external circumstances change. I mean, my two lovely dogs, I don't know if you can see them. Oh, they've moved down the front, they're flat out behind me. They're beautiful Romanian rescues, and they've just taught me, they've taken my skill level up to another completely different level that I've never had with a lot of the easier dogs before. So we're all learning from each other, and if we can pass that information on, then we're all going to benefit, and most importantly our animals will.
Yeah, you never, and also just in general, you never, the day you're like, yeah, I know it all, is you should, especially with a
Yeah.
job, you should just give it up. When I was at Christmas dinner with Jackie White the other day, and
Oh, love Jackie so much.
this song came on. The DJ I've known for like he's worked that room for 15 years for me, and he put on this song. I was like, what the hell is this? And I still don't know what it is now. Jackie and Ellie and all of them jumped up and started dancing. I was like, oh, okay.
I know,
You
there's
learn something every day. I've never even heard this song.
every single day. I mean, the amount
They
of
knew it.
books that I reread for the second time, and I get so
Yeah,
much out of it the second time that I never picked up on the first time.
yeah.
Books stayed the same. I haven't. I've changed, and therefore I'm getting different stuff out of it each time.
That's one of the things. If I gave any life advice, would be to start reading or audio. I do audio books because you can do rote tasks like cleaning the garage,
Yes.
washing. I was cleaning the car yesterday, for example. First time in about 10 years,
Yeah.
and because my wife needed it. But yeah, I've got two more questions to ask, but while we finish up, because you've got to go. You mentioned graphene in water.
Yeah.
What is the case with the probability of, if you've taken the V, having graphene oxide still in your body? Does your body get rid of it? I don't know how much you know about all that, but
In my understanding, and all I can say is from the research I've done, no, your body will not get rid of it without additional help.
yeah, that's
However,
my next question.
for people that have taken the vaccine, please don't panic, but you do need to take action, in my honest opinion, just because you're not necessarily seeing symptoms now. And this goes for all of us. All of us have taken things, done things. So there's so much research out there about so much that can be done to help your body heal from whatever challenges it's been given. But the worst thing you can do is sit there and not take action. I would say for each of people, everyone listening, each of us, you can't make any change in your life in whatever area it is if you're not going to be really honest about where you are now. If you don't know the starting point, then you're just going to just go around like a headless chicken and not get anywhere. If you can be really honest about, and intuition is really important. So if someone's taken it and they're not worried at all, then good for you. Keep going. You don't need to do anything. If you genuinely in your heart of heart feel, I'm absolutely fine, I don't need to do anything, trust yourself more than anyone else. But if you're even asking yourself the question, you need to take action, because that's your intuition saying, please listen, please listen. And so therefore I would then be working with someone who knows what they're doing. And there's loads of people offering, there isn't just one solution, there's loads of solutions out there. So the ones I work with might be different to the ones you work with. But please do, if you're asking the question, get advice, get your body. And the detox process is not, I've done it once, all good, because it's in our chemtrails, it's in our water, it's in our foods. They're using the vaccine now to inoculate into animals. So any of you eating animals still, it's in there. This isn't scaremongering. My approach is honestly, arm yourself with the information so you know what decisions you can make. And for me, that keeps me most of the time, not all the time, out of the fear state and into really understanding how I can make the best decisions, not just for myself, but my family.
Right. So is it like I'm wondering if it's like kind of chemical flush of some sort of like a diet that you have to do to get rid of graphene oxide.
I don't think you can do it with diet for this. I
No,
think you
okay.
need to take some
Just
supplements because
stick a magnet on your arm for a few months and then
the thing is, in all seriousness, a lot of what's been put into us is nanotechnology, and therefore you need nanotechnology to take it out, is
okay,
my
right.
honest
That's
opinion.
interesting.
Now, if other people know other things, but the thing is, this is why for me it's so important to keep up to date with what is going on in the world. Because if you don't know what they're doing to you, the way we used to detox 20 years ago has changed completely now because we've got so much more exposure to so much more dangerous stuff. Therefore, we need to use different products to get it out. And that's what I spend my life doing, is researching which products really work to get this out and working with really good people to try and test it. So yeah, you won't get graphene out of your body with diet.
Okay, right, cool. And the second one, if do you know of any shop bought soaps that are really nice on the skin? I mean, the skin's the biggest organ in the body.
Yeah,
I've obviously got psoriasis to some extent. Um, and having a bath. I mean,
I
I need
want
to.
to work with you.
Oh, okay. Is there anything at all, like even baby oil, baby stuff,
I
Like,
wouldn't use the baby stuff, most of the
no.
basic stuff. There's loads of really good brands out now. There's loads of good brands. There's Faith in Nature. There's loads of organic brands. What you're looking for is organic and chemical free. So if you don't recognize the ingredients, now a lot of people will, small craft fairs will make their own, and you can ask them about the ingredients. And if someone's making their own and selling it at a craft fair, they don't need a license and improve, and therefore they don't have to put the preservatives in. If you're someone like Neil's Yard, you legally have to put certain preservatives in there to be able to sell it, because
Yeah.
you're not allowed to sell something which hasn't got a certain sell-by date. So, I would say in terms of brands, as I say, Faith in Nature is good, Neil's Yard is good. Most of your health food shops will have good organic, made with essential oils and just 100% natural ingredients. So we've got a brilliant health food shop in Guildford, and they've got the soap bars, which I can't remember the name. I'd have to look them up. I can send you, but they don't even come in packaging, and they're just made literally with shea butter, other oils to emulsifiers, and then essential oils, and they're fantastic for the skin. So you're looking for something with as few ingredients in as possible, and no harsh chemicals, and no
A
synthetic.
limonene.
Limonene is just one of the components of lemon essential
Yeah.
oil. So yes,
Okay.
but again, it depends where it's from. So if it's from an essential oil base, the trouble is, if you see, I've got a whole I've written a whole ebook on this, because like things like magnesium supplements are so misleading. If you see an isolated constituent on the label, that means they've isolated it out of their, say, lemon in this case, and put it in. And then you're not sure whether they've got it from a pure essential oil or whether it's a lab-made limonene. So really, you're looking for something, lemon essential oil would be preferable to limonene, but a lot of it is the labeling guidelines. So that's where I love people getting to know their suppliers. So write to the suppliers or phone them up and say, where does your limonene come from? And then and then you get that feedback and you build that relationship. But limonene should be fine, but
Yeah.
there are some red herrings in there where you're looking for particularly, but that's more when you're taking the supplement side of things.
Yeah. I've got a whole load of supplements here actually, but you just don't know what's what, like that, for example. Um,
Yeah, supplements are just an absolute nightmare.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
something you want to be really careful with, the supplements you're taking, because they can be,
Yeah.
really good and bad ones.
The vitamin D one definitely makes a difference. I can feel
Yeah,
it in my joints. If I stop taking it. Green lip mussel seems to be working quite nicely. But I'm probably going to make my own soap. It can't be that difficult.
it's not difficult at
No,
all, and it's really good fun. And again,
yeah,
it's a tough thing if you're homeschooling. The children absolutely love
yeah.
it. It's just fantastic.
We like to call it home learning, darling.
Exactly. Home learning. I love it.
And lastly, yeah, because I made the Bauman's. Have you heard of that Bauman's? It's like a beeswax with oils and stuff. It's
No, I
so
haven't heard that. I
expensive.
use
It's really
beeswax
good.
a lot.
It's a
Yeah,
it's really good for skin.
yeah.
And it's really expensive. And I thought I could make this. It's got the ingredients on there, so I got all the ingredients. I made a better version of theirs.
I
I got a whole tub like this full of it.
I do it all the
It's
time. I mean, I've got a
so
course on
easy.
my website, which is natural first aid, and I teach
Yeah,
people how to make some ointments, some gels, some things. It's sold for animals, but all the people, when I used to have my own herb shop, we used to do Christmas workshops, and everyone would make all their Christmas presents for people using all the natural
yeah.
ingredients. I used to make a lot more of my own. I still make all my own ointments and things, but I don't make my soaps and things just through lack of time. But I love it and would be happy as Larry as I was. I used to make it with nettles and cleavers from the garden and things. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
yeah, we're definitely going to have to factor that in with the kids. So it's
Oh,
then
it's such
we
good
can make
fun, and
make stuff for the house.
it's just
Yeah.
fantastic. You make your own laundry thing, your own shampoos.
Mm.
There's so much you can make. But I'm going to have to go
Yeah,
now
you
because
go. Yeah, the lovely talking to you. I was just about to
it's been
finish up.
so lovely. Thank you
Yeah,
so much. It's I could talk to you all day, literally.
yeah,
Hope
same here.
I'm bored people watching, but
But
yeah,
your knowledge is amazing, and it's just like I've got so many questions to ask about things, but I really should just get on YouTube and learn a lot of stuff myself, like what we've just been discussing. So,
oh, it's great. It's so great to connect with you. I absolutely love it. So, and I've got quite a few years on you, so I
no,
would
you
hope
haven't. Don't be
you
silly.
some best years. So, absolutely
You're young
waiting.
at heart. Yeah, cool. Well,
Thank you
thanks very
so
much.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you for everyone watching.
yeah. It'd be lovely to catch up with you maybe next year if possible, if you want to come back. Or I
Love to.
probably think I'm going to see you in person at some point. I'm sure. So,
I'm sure.
yeah,
I'm
cool.
sure we will. We've got a mutual friend Jackie as well.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
Have a
you.
great afternoon. Cheers,
Bye.
Catherine. Bye.